Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Improvising Harpist. I want to introduce one of my students, Dr. Karen Hall McNamara. Did I get that right? All the names on the right order? I did. Okay,
Yes.
great.
My
It's
legal name is not McNamara. The lawyer told me if I tried to change it that I would hate him. But I still use it.
okay, good. Good to know. And you're in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with the beautiful artwork you have there in the background. That's just wonderful.
Yes.
So, Karen, I know you're a lifetime singer and teacher of singing, but could you tell us a little bit about yourself as a harpist?
Sure. Um, about 7 years ago, I looked it up. I have a cousin who moved to town part-time with her husband. She's a retired attorney, and she showed up one day with no notice, with her van, and she said, I have a harp, but I don't have room for it in my house here. Would you keep it for me? And I said, of course. And it's that one that has the sign on it because the workers in our house don't even touch. And um, and so of course I was thrilled. And that's when I started taking lessons and kind of off and on for a while. And then I started taking with you, I don't know how, maybe a year and a half.
Year and a half, something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
And that's more regular, which is what I needed, once a week online. And part of what you teach, you have an improvising class on Tuesdays, is it?
Yep, Tuesday
Yeah,
evenings,
Tuesday evening,
7:05
seven
Mountain Time.
o'clock.
Yep.
And as a classically trained singer, yeah, and pianist, never, improvising was just another world. But I've always told my students, because in New Mexico, there's a lot of self-taught um, musicians. And so when I would have them in my classes, I would tell them they're the lucky ones, because you'll never lose your improvising skills. Now you're going to learn how to read music, blah, 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 but you will never lose that. Someone like me, who never was taught that and was classically trained, I found it very difficult to then improvise. But that's where your class comes in. Um, I'm amazed that I can actually, I'm still a beginner, but the fact that it's not as hard as I thought it would be, and it's fun to do on the harp, fun to learn about it. So that's
That's
my background. I do it for
fantastic.
fun. I want to play and sing Irish songs, and I want to work with hospice someday.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. So you started to answer my very first question, which was what was your improvisation experience on the harp like before we started working together?
Zip, nothing. Well, I take that back. I was taught to play middle C and D as my left hand, and then play all white strings with my right hand. And that was some sort of modal. I could do whatever I wanted. So that was really the only improvising I'd ever done until your classes.
Okay. Yeah, and that's where a lot of people are when they first come to me. They've been classically trained or they've been just noodling around and looking for some structure. So tell
Yep.
me what are the biggest results you've had so far?
Well, the fact number one that I can do it, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be. But I've played in public a few times, only a few times, and I have found that the improvising part of it, and I, always have a little list of what I'm going to do. I have a actual song, and then you've taught me different ways to improvise, and so I do a song and I do some improvising, so so I can mix up the two, and it makes for a longer program and makes for a more interesting program.
That's fantastic. And it's you playing, it's not you playing somebody else's music.
Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's your
using different, like a tune. Well, at the retreat, all the pretty little horses, I've been able to figure out a few things with that. And something else you've taught us is to take the chords of any piece and then improvise on top. Use that as your kind of base, and then you can improvise on top of that. And so I've
Yep.
tried that a little bit, and that's a very good. Never occurred to me to do that.
Oh, I'm so glad that's working for you. That's awesome.
Mhm.
So would you recommend me in my classes to others?
Of course. Yes, I have a doctorate in education. And so as a teacher, I mean, I'm allowed to say this at this point in my life. I know good teaching when I see it and experience it. And, and there's a lot of bad. But Simper is one of the good. And so you're positive and patient and all good things. There's nothing negative. I've learned
Oh,
a tremendous amount.
thank you so much.
And it's good to be a beginner, always as a teacher, And I wrote an article for the Harp, you'll see it, Harp newsletter about that. It helps me be a better teacher, to continually be a beginner in something. And I also have an accordion coming.
Oh,
Never in a
fancy.
million years did I think I would play that. But I saw this man playing at the Spanish Peaks Colorado Celtic Music Festival. I was blown away by his playing. I didn't know who he was. I just happened upon it. They were doing a little jam. Went back to my room and looked him up. The only American that's ever won the Irish accordion competition. And I
Wow.
was hooked. I'm like, gotta try it. I don't care if it's nerdy. I don't care. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
so
there
being a
any,
beginner is so important.
yeah, anything else that people who are thinking about coming on board with me should know?
They're gonna have a great time. They're gonna learn a lot. Learning a new instrument is very good for your brain, keeping it healthy. My dad was a veterinary professor who his specialty was neurological disorders in small animals. He said over and over in his life, his biggest fear was losing his cognition, and that's what happened.
Mm.
So ironic. And so, learning something new keeps that brain healthy. So yeah, I mean, if you want to study with Simber, you won't be sorry at all.
Oh, oh, thank you so much.
And
Well,
I don't BS, by the way. I hate that. No, I'm not a BSer.
no, you're a straight shooter. You're total.
Yes,
That's
I
one of the
am.
things I love about you. Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful. All right, well, that's all for today. I want to thank you so much, Karen, for taking some time out to visit with
you
me,
bet.
and we'll talk very soon.
All right, thank you.